Today we're tackling the issue of high school redesign. What's happening here in Philadelphia and around the country to try to change high school education for the modern age, to better prepare all students for success in the world that we live in today and the world of tomorrow.
Student Reporting Labs is here at the Barnes Foundation in Philadelphia for a NewsHour live event sponsored by the XQ Super School Project about rethinking high school. Let's take a look.
High school has been very, very difficult because I'm one of the few African American students who actively participates in the level of classes that I take. A lot of times I'm in situations where there's no one around who looks like me, so that means I usually spend a lot of my time advocating for my own right to be in my classes instead of actually learning.
I'm like the only one in like a group of 10 friends that actually finished high school, and the rest dropped out in the public school system. A lot of it is school violence. My neighborhood school is one of the most violent neighborhood schools in Philadelphia.
Often I feel like schools are blamed for social ills, they're blamed for educational ills, teachers are blamed, it's the blame game all the way around. I just don't think the alarm has been sounded loud enough and people haven't backed that alarm up with some action that they're going to take to begin to change the system.
And a lot of times people are completely ignoring the issues because they have a vested interest, or they're lobbying, or they don't want to give up their salaries, or they feel that something's more important than the education of today's youth.
We don't have opportunities for young people to engage in their own learning. We don't have opportunities for them to problem solve, to create, to innovate. And we don't focus on providing equity with respect to access to opportunities, access to experiences.
What does a 21st century high school model look like? What could it possibly look like for the future? Where do we go from here?
I think that we're willing to pay $35,000 a year to keep a young man in prison, then we can pay $35,000 a year to send a young person to college.
It's just a way to school to be engaging, a school to be informative, a school to be relevant to the students. And that's the best way to ensure that all students are interested and invested in their education. It's really about being prepared for the next step in your life. How can we prepare you in high school for the next step?
But we have to remember not to use a cookie cutter method, because each child comes to school with different capabilities, different backgrounds, and different family life.
There is a potential for change if America just took the time to wake up and really look at what's going on. If for once we stopped hiding behind all of the political jargon and start thinking about the children and what we really want for this country, I feel like we can really join together and reform high school and actually give everyone a chance for this country to really be what everyone says it is, because this is supposed to be the land of the free, and it's time for everyone to start being brave.